Hi, hello everyone, and welcome to Healing Touch podcast series. Today, we are going to have a wonderful session with Parth, who is a client of mine, and we are here with him just to have a conversation very routinely about what are his experiences and journey through this therapy sessions which he has taken, and how important it is for everyone to seek therapy. Just let's understand from his perspective. Okay, we do this series of sessions, we do this podcast sessions with real life clients, with real clients, so that many people can even just take inspiration from the kind of journeys which actually are very very normal to have, and everyone goes through at least one or the other issues in their life. Okay, so without much delay, let's talk with Parth. Hi Parth.
Hello, ma'am.
I hope you're comfortable.
Yeah, I'm really eager to actually have this
Okay,
conversation. I'm
that's
excited.
very nice.
So, yeah.
So Parth, from where you belong to, what is your hometown, and
Yeah.
why are you here?
So, natively, I'm from Amravati.
Hmm.
The main purpose for coming to Mumbai was education. I have a
Okay.
background in HR, like academically speaking.
Okay.
So, recently, I did an MBA.
Okay.
And yeah, I've always been interested in people oriented subjects, tasks, even arts is what I'm fond of. So,
Okay.
uh, yeah, that's what I want to work on, improve on.
Okay.
And that's
So,
what brings
do
me.
you love Mumbai? I know that
Hmm.
for sure that you had come from Pune to Mumbai once
Hmm,
again.
hmm, hmm.
Okay, I think you are right now settled in Pune,
Yes.
and in search of a job
Yeah.
after your MBA.
Yes.
Which city you like better, Mumbai or Pune?
Definitely Pune, honestly.
Okay.
I mean, in the sense that like the environment is better. It's much not as crowded,
Okay.
uh, lesser noise, and in general, like practical reasons, cost of living. And I really like the weather of Pune as well. I
Okay.
mean, it's pretty comfortable environment. Mumbai has its own like positives.
Hmm.
The this railway connectivity is uh, like top notch. No,
Okay.
no other city has any connectivity like this, and
Right.
yeah, there are a lot of job or opportunities in Mumbai. I've
Right.
seen really unique kind of businesses here.
Hmm.
Uh, that have
Mumbai is a hub for businesses for
absolutely,
sure.
absolutely financial hub
Right.
of India.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But see, going back to your college days and before that, I mean, can you tell me what led you to therapy? Before
Hmm.
coming to therapy, how were you and what were your experiences with your personal life? What
Mhm.
made you feel that you need to seek therapy?
Okay, so during my college days and in my personal life,
Mm.
I've seen that I really struggled with communicating whatever I thought, especially like oral communication.
Okay.
So I thought like I worked on it. I tried to like consciously uh, build this habit of taking the stage and like
Mm.
to like nullify my stage fear,
Mm.
or I took like many initiatives, especially when I came to Mumbai for MBA.
Mm.
That's I knew that if I want to become an HR,
Mm.
I will have to really be comfortable with people
Mm.
and confident.
Mm.
So but I still struggle with it.
Mm.
Like I knew that I was trying, but as it was like a task that I
For
was
you.
doing, it didn't come
Right.
naturally.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
am sorry to
huh,
stop you in
uh-huh.
between because this is a very important point I would like to add, because we had conversed about this,
Yeah,
that Parth is really good in languages, and he want to pursue languages in his future, and he want
mhm,
to settle down in a very calm space where
mhm,
peace is very important for him, and
yeah,
uh, arts and humanities are something which really excites him. But Parth, why did you choose MBA and in HR?
yeah. So like I said, I've always been interested. At least if although I was not confident with talking to people,
Mm.
although uh, I found it a real struggle,
Mm.
but I've always enjoyed psychology as a like
Mm.
subject.
Okay.
So always observe people, how their
Mm.
personalities are, how they think,
Okay.
what are their motivations,
Okay.
and so
But what made you choose a
uh,
different stream altogether? Let's be very honest here. It's
huh,
okay, because do you think that the arts and humanities will not serve the purpose of, maybe proper settlement or whatever? What are your
it
opinions?
was a practical decision. I mean, I felt, and I also through some research I found, I um, think
Hmm.
that currently doesn't get as much recognition and
Right.
value as it
Right.
deserves,
Right.
uh, especially in India.
Hmm.
So I thought it was more practical to come to HR and first get financially
Did you
stable.
have any guidance at
Uh,
that particular career choosing time?
it's complicated. I'll tell you
Hmm.
the full journey.
Yeah.
So during my school days, I always enjoyed languages, especially
Okay.
English,
Right.
and also I had a flair for arts. I was fairly good at drawing and all,
Okay.
but people saw it as a hobby. I mean, my
Right.
parents
Yeah.
appreciated
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
They appreciated it, but didn't actively encourage it.
Encouraged.
Uh, so if I got more marks in science or related subjects, STEM subjects,
Mm-hmm.
it was always like,
Yeah.
this is what
Those
should be
those
done.
matter. That's
And
it.
if I get good marks in like languages and so, like
Arts
drawing
and
and all,
all.
so it was just a bonus. So,
Okay.
like
This
this
is very
enjoys it.
natural. In fact,
हाँ
अभी भी वही हो
हाँ
रहा है.
हाँ
Now also in schools, most
हाँ
of the children who pick science and maths are
हाँ,
considered to be, intellectually sound,
absolutely.
and arts and or maybe any kind of
Humanities like subjects, yeah,
languages and humanities are
yeah,
considered intellectually poor. This is a
हाँ,
common thought process.
yeah.
I don't know for what reason people think that way.
Mm, probably due to like India having
Mm-hmm.
abundance of
Mm-hmm.
uh, uh, skills in this subset. Like we see that especially in North India and
Mm-hmm.
that region, we have people really appreciate IT and such related
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
subjects,
yeah, true.
and it's highly promoted there. It's highly valued there.
Mm.
Um, but India has a diverse culture. I mean,
Mm.
we see in West Bengal arts is
Yeah,
really appreciated and
yeah.
valued and all. But in general, I think
Being
India
a South
promotes.
Indian, let me tell you, we are very much into science and maths.
Yeah.
If you are a
Hmm.
good student, you
Hmm.
will definitely pick maths or
Huh.
science.
Huh.
If you are going into arts, that means
Hmm.
you are not a good student.
Yeah.
Even your parents will start taking you for for easy. Okay, this
Hmm.
guy, if he settles down, that's enough.
That's
That's
true.
how parents will start thinking. So what do you think mentorship is required during this period in
Absolutely.
schools or colleges?
I mean, it's not just a duty of parents.
Hmm.
Even schools and institutions need
Yeah.
to like take cognizance of this, and
Yeah.
they need to understand the value of this,
Hmm.
and they need to be trained first.
Absolutely. Training for the teachers is more important.
Huh.
Uh,
And this is where we can learn from Japan as a country.
yeah.
I mean, I'm really like flabbergasted by how they operate. They value technology and science and all, but they also manga and anime are so
Yeah.
popular in Japan. They
Yes.
are so actively promoted.
Hmm.
They are funded, and it's like it's a face of Japan. Like
Right.
when people think of Japan, they think of anime and manga
Anime.
first, and then
Yes.
technology and all,
Yes. Yes.
and they're
Absolutely.
absolutely efficient.
Actually, there are many fields which
Huh,
a child can explore
absolutely,
based
yes.
on the kind of creativity or
Hmm,
interest the child is showing.
yeah.
In fact, in our country, I should say this
Hmm,
because we are not trained enough.
hmm, hmm,
Neither are we as parents, or neither we as teachers. We are not
hmm.
trained enough to identify the skill set of a child.
True.
We are actually giving input to the student or a
Hmm, hmm.
child, but we never evaluate
Huh,
how the child is, what
hmm.
kind of expertise the child can
Yeah,
develop
his
or
talents
can
and all.
have,
Yeah.
creativity what the child can have, and
Hmm,
how can we improve this particular
hmm.
talent in a way where the child enjoys it.
Yeah.
Now what is happening is I go to many schools and colleges where I have seen that in schools also it has become a race.
Mm-hmm.
How many you get awards for our school.
Yeah.
Okay, you are a dancer, so I want you to get 10 awards for us.
Yeah.
So it's kind of putting pressure on the child to
Uh,
perform, right? So everything becomes a pressureful
huh.
activity for the child rather
Yeah.
than the child enjoying what he actually can do or might do, right? That's what happens.
Yeah.
Do you think that this school system needs
Hmm.
a bit of change? What do you think?
In India,
Hmm.
what we have is examination system, not education system.
Oh my god,
We
really true.
like I saw meme kind of thing. It
Hmm.
was I saw this in a session,
Hmm.
like a conclave and such thing.
Hmm.
So they showed different like animals,
Hmm.
and it was like an analogy of how
Hmm.
Indian system works, education system.
Right.
So there was a teacher. He asked, and those animals were students.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
asked them, "Okay, okay, we are gonna evaluate you fairly.
Yeah.
You have to climb this tree." They had
Yeah,
fish, monkey,
yeah.
elephant, and
Yeah.
crocodile and all.
Obviously.
That was such a perfect analogy for this.
Wonderful.
That with standardized things and we think it's fair,
Right.
but I also think it actually is an economic issue and it cascades down from that.
Right.
I think India is so competitive
Hmm.
because it has really, after independence,
Hmm.
tried to establish a position in
Right.
the like in the world,
Right.
especially economically.
Yeah.
We were the richest country in the world
Yeah.
at a point.
Earlier. Now
Yeah,
it is just a
yeah.
developing country.
हाँ, before we
Yeah.
were plundered, सोने की चिड़िया बोलते थे इंडिया को.
Yes, yes.
And yeah, I think that's where it comes from. And so we utilized uh, whatever talents we had in abundance,
Right.
like maths and STEM related subjects. We also have great artists,
Hmm.
but we also saw what the world needs.
Hmm.
So with the like industrial revolution coming
Yes.
in,
Right.
I think India took that opportunity and like promoted such things.
Yeah, actually, right kind of guidance is
Uh,
very important,
hmm,
and there should be policy implementation coming from government
hmm,
level to percolating to the lowest, okay, to the
yeah.
schools and children. Okay, if you say that, let's say that, okay, there are opportunities in and around.
Hmm.
As a child, how much were you aware about the opportunities? Were you given some kind of guidance?
Not at all aware. Funnily, I didn't even know that I could choose arts, commerce, or like other subjects after 10th. I
Oh,
thought
okay.
that PCM and PCB object ये
Okay.
options होते हैं.
Hmm.
So naturally, I took PCM
Okay.
and I did, learned computer science and such vocational subjects.
Hmm.
And post that, during the end of my 12th, I realized that I can't do this
Can't
at
do
all.
this. Yeah.
I don't have an aptitude for it. I don't have a talent for it. I
Hmm.
don't have any interest in this.
Interest in it, of course. Right.
Yes. And so I really like fought with my family literally.
Hmm.
Like it wasn't a pleasant experience, but I had to fight with my family to choose arts.
Why? Your parents were not okay with
Uh,
choosing arts? Why they are not? Like, let's.
Not just my parents, actually, my extended family as well. So
Okay.
even they were pressure. They had that social pressure. Ki,
Hmm.
it's so risky.
Hmm.
Okay, maybe you want to do this. Okay, you like this, all that. And there's this thing. Now I'm the first child, and
Okay.
first child is always I think, an experiment kind of thing.
Yeah.
They,
Hmm.
so
They'll want to pour in all the
uh,
information what they know into you.
yeah, and I don't want to victimize myself, but I'm
Okay.
just speaking from objective perspective that
Right.
first children like always have to face the what do you say, that blunt
Hmm.
force of like parenting.
Parenting. Yes.
uh,
True.
and I'll also come to like parenting later,
Yeah.
but during my time as well, I had to figure it out myself, and even in my like extended family,
Hmm.
we have abundance of like IT professionals, or say there are no doctors, lawyers, or any other, or arts में तो like दूर दूर तक I don't think anyone say.
Okay.
A few, हाँ, I do have a few aunts,
Hmm.
but वही कि
So
maybe.
whatever people are around you, they're all mostly belonging to science and math
हाँ.
sectors. So they're
Yeah.
trying to guide you into
हाँ.
that only.
And
When
their
you
perspective.
said you want to take arts, how was the reaction?
हाँ, they like keep, wait, there's no scope in this. And firstly,
Hmm.
their initial reaction was कि इतना टाइम और पैसा क्यों वेस्ट कर रहा है फिर.
Hmm.
Like, and हाँ, it's fair to them as well कि they did ask me during my journey, during my 11th and 12th, do you really want to do this? Are you sure about this?
Hmm.
But me being a teenager, I took it
Hmm.
on my ego and I thought,
Hmm.
ki, obviously, I want to do this. Like,
Hmm.
what is this question? I chose this,
Right.
but uh, I didn't even knew what I didn't know.
Okay. Yeah. It naturally happens.
हाँ.
Now, actually, 11th and 12th students, they come to us for career counseling.
हाँ.
And initial days, parents used to tell children that you have
Hmm.
to do this. But
हाँ.
right now, what is happening? Parents are saying children that, okay, whatever you like, we are
Hmm.
okay with that subject.
Hmm.
But then students are not aware what to take. They are
हाँ.
confused. They
Yeah.
don't know, because when choice is given, they
Yeah.
don't know what to choose. So
Absolutely.
that's where they come for career counseling to us,
Perfect.
right?
That's required actually.
And let's say once you are done with your 12th,
Hmm.
or after that
हाँ.
you chose arts,
Arts.
and how was the journey?
Hmm. It was pretty interesting. I really loved it, but since I was really new to it, I took. I'm like I took it really lightly.
Hmm.
Uh, it was post my graduation that actually took things more seriously. And in fact, since I'm being dishonest, I'm going to say that I took 2 years off my academic journey.
Okay.
For the first year, I just self studied.
Mm-hmm.
I was preparing for MA entrance exams for
Okay.
like the best universities across India,
Hmm.
BHU, Hyderabad
Mm-hmm.
University, and
MA
Delhi
in
University. MA in English literature.
English. Yeah.
English literature.
Hmm.
I was preparing for that.
Hmm.
So I was really engrossed in it. I
Hmm.
really took it seriously. I studied this English professor, Dr. Vallat. She's
Okay.
from the like south.
Okay.
So I took help from my graduation professors as well from that
Right.
college, and so mainly it was a la la land during the
Hmm.
graduation period.
Hmm.
uh, and strangely, I didn't socialize much during that period.
Okay.
I was really focused on my studies and these subjects
Hmm.
because um maybe past experiences shaped that.
Yeah. How were you as a person? Were you extrovert, introvert, used to enjoy with people around?
I've always been an introvert. In fact, as if I like as far as I remember, even during my school days, uh, I had a real stage fright.
Hmm.
Um, I didn't hang out with any. I didn't merge in any groups,
Hmm.
friends का groups ऐसे like gang or ऐसा नहीं था. I had a few friends.
Hmm.
I was really selective in my like circle.
Hmm.
But I've always been really friendly. Like I didn't deny anyone कि someone is approaching me, then okay,
Hmm.
I'll be available for you.
Okay.
But I wasn't actively so social.
Okay.
And over time, I developed this consciously developed this social confidence.
Hmm.
I tried to. Uh,
And you have worked all on this
hmm.
on your own.
Yes, actually, I did get encouragement from my parents,
Mhm.
more like scolding than encouragement.
Yeah.
Like they always said, ki, I didn't speak enough.
Right.
I should speak up. I should, if I have any problem, if I have any uh, if I have any, if people scold me or
Hmm.
if anyone has any issue with me, I should.
Open up and talk
Huh,
about it.
huh,
Hmm.
that's what my parents told me. Ki, if I don't say ki I have this issue, then
Hmm.
how are you gonna know anything? Then
Hmm.
you have bursts of anger ki you
Yeah.
don't understand me and this and all.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you don't tell us, so how will we understand?
Yes. Right.
So,
Even in therapy, it is the most important step.
huh,
That's how a therapy works, because the moment you start talking about yourself, you start feeling a lot more lighter than before,
hmm,
right? Okay, if we have to come back to the therapy part,
Hmm.
okay, you have completed your MBA and
Yeah.
you have chosen HR as your stream of field.
Yeah.
And once you are done with MBA, you are a
Hmm.
fresher,
Yeah.
okay, and you are now entering into job market.
Yeah, even like subject wise, my only exposure to HR was the research that I did pre MBA.
Mhm.
So it was a new field to me. I didn't have any exposure to the corporate sector as such. So I had to learn about what HR is, what how
Mhm.
they function, what the responsibilities are,
Right.
how HR is perceived within the market,
Mhm.
and
Do colleges teach you about this?
yes, they teach mostly it's a like theoretical discussion and all.
Discussions, yeah.
Huh. So
But practical approaches like training during your internship or something like that.
yes, most of the colleges, especially like top tier colleges. I am from Wellington Institute, Mumbai.
Mm.
So they have this like we do a summer internship
Mm-hmm.
after the completion of our first year
Okay.
after 2 semesters.
How was your internship?
So I've worked in Thane.
Mm-hmm.
So as an HR intern, um I got to learn a lot of things.
Mm.
So I worked on recruitment
Mm-hmm.
or performance management.
Wow.
I got exposure to HRIS systems, HR
Mm.
information systems.
Okay.
I've
Personally, how were you? Like, how is your personality during that period? Do you
uh,
think you are still this shy person, or maybe like maybe should I say little introverted to yourself?
maybe I am, but definitely I feel more confident than before.
Okay.
I mean, these experiences have shaped me a lot.
Mm.
Uh,
Right.
some crude experiences, some really pleasant experiences.
Right.
So throughout my MBA journey, through during this internship as well,
Mm.
and even through your help, I
Right.
got to know what are my key weaknesses, strengths,
Mm.
where to work on, how to approach these issues,
Right.
and yeah.
It's so advisable. It's so nice to see that young
Hmm.
people like you are taking chances to take help.
Yeah.
Because many times what happens is people know that they are suffering from some kind of problem
Yeah.
and they need to work on it, but
Hmm.
still we don't have courage to go and seek help.
Yeah.
What made you want to take help?
uh, I have never been like averted to any psychotherapy or taking help from anyone. Like
Mm.
if I need something, I'll ask for it. At least now I do.
Mm.
uh,
That's nice.
and yeah, even like awareness about these issues or how to get help from people
Mm.
uh, when you face any mental health challenges.
Mm.
People say कि हमारे ज़माने में तो नहीं ऐसा होता था. That's
Mm.
what the mentality is. But it's I don't think it's true at all.
Mm.
I think they had different coping mechanisms for that.
Right.
That's why we see such extremism, fanaticism. कि,
Mm.
um, ऐसे we, there are a lot of things like this patriarchy,
Yeah.
say gender discrimination or age gap, ये,
Yeah.
this generation gap and all these
Right.
issues that we see are, I think, they stem from these mental health issues.
Yeah.
People don't openly talk about things, the issues they have,
True.
uh, and yeah, it spreads like a pandemic.
Yeah.
And
So what happened and what was your experience?
Mhm.
Where did you felt low or something which made you feel that nee, I require therapy right now or I require some guidance towards my mental health?
Mainly for my interviews,
Mm.
like I saw that, uh, or also like in personal life.
Mm.
So for interviews, like I got shortlisted for most interviews. I have been applying for jobs recently.
Okay.
So I saw that I even if I prepared well for my interviews, I couldn't face people. When it came to face conversations,
Mm.
I really struggled. Uh, I fumbled. I couldn't articulate properly.
Mm.
I saw that okay, I'm a really introspective person. So when I'm alone, and I can think so much. Okay,
Mm.
there's so much depth and all.
Yeah.
Why does it happen? So that when it comes to talking to people,
Mm.
I'm not able to articulate it as well.
Right.
So I thought, okay, maybe I have tried it on my own. I
Mm-hmm.
have tried to uh, solve the problem, but it's not helping. So maybe I should get a more professional perspective, someone who can
Right.
uh, actually see the read between the lines what the problem
Yes.
actually is.
True.
So
So,
yeah,
how was your therapy journey? Let's talk about
huh.
therapy journey. What techniques really helped you,
Hmm.
and through this process, what new changes you have made in your life? Let
Hmm.
us understand that.
Okay, speaking of the approach, firstly, I really appreciate that you appreciated me as a person. When people try to solve a problem, they directly go to the solution.
Right.
They don't see the problem first.
Right.
So one should really empathy is really an underrated trait. People talk about it, but they don't practice it. They don't actually try to understand how it works.
True.
So I think empathy is about seeing things from the other person's perspective.
True.
And that's the difference between sympathy and empathy. People show
Right.
sympathy.
Right.
They are compassionate. Okay, okay, you're feeling that this way or that way. You're feeling bad. Okay, I feel bad for you.
Mm.
I feel pitiful.
Yeah.
But empathy is actually going into that person's shoes
True.
and seeing how it is for them.
Yes.
So during the sessions, you help me recognize what my strengths were, how what things I could work on, like say like aesthetics, or
Yes.
maybe how my intonation could change,
Right.
how I could work on that, even stabilizing my um thoughts.
Right.
So like breathing exercises and all that
Right.
has helped a lot. It has helped immensely.
Right.
uh, and yeah, such techniques really went to the root of the problem,
True.
and I'm
Were
seeing good
you,
results.
can I say that, how confident are you right now to face an interview?
Much more confident than before,
Okay.
I think. Because initially I only prepared for the topic or maybe the subjects and all that.
Right.
I knew, okay, I could speak about the theory of the thing, the
Hmm.
theory of the subject and all.
Right.
I was prepared for that, but I didn't know how to uh, present myself,
Right.
what the other person saw.
Right.
So that I didn't realize.
Yeah.
um,
Like, for example, we discussed about, like, when a question is asked, let's
hmm,
focus on the question, not on the
yeah,
person.
that
Okay,
was
these techniques really, my.
and I always thought that okay, there is something wrong with this. I didn't know where to focus while speaking.
Hmm.
I wanted to know that, and I got a perfect answer from
Yeah.
it. Okay,
Do you remember that we talked about this blinding
exactly.
technique and all?
Blindfold technique. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really helpful.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah.
Because it's okay. See, what happens, Parth,
Hmm.
we are all different people.
Huh.
Okay. We should understand that.
Hmm.
But when, like teachers, like
Hmm.
parents, like teachers,
Hmm.
teaching all students in the same way,
Hmm. Hmm.
similarly interviewers also expect the same things from
Hmm. Hmm.
everyone. I
Yeah.
think that is where we are little, going
Huh.
back. I
Yeah.
feel that if inter individual differences, if a interviewer can understand, and
Yeah.
how we can utilize the strength of a person,
Hmm.
not just the aesthetics, the look,
Yeah.
or the way they can just talk. It should
Hmm.
not matter more than the work performance,
Hmm.
right? So work
Hmm.
performance should be given more priority than
Absolutely.
the rest of the things. But unfortunately, we are living in a society where
Yeah.
all of this matters.
Yeah.
And I feel that when we had talked a lot about all these things,
Hmm.
we got a different perspective, that it's
Absolutely.
okay to be
Hmm.
like this.
Yeah, it's a
It's
practical
okay to
thing.
be quiet,
Uh,
but being this way,
hmm.
how we can focus on,
Hmm.
the main goal,
Yeah.
like giving a proper interview
Huh.
without making them focused on
Huh.
the way I look or the way I
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah.
So these are the things which we had given a lot of talk
Yeah.
about. So which techniques really felt like aha moment for you?
Mm, especially it was that like locus of attention thing. Okay, okay, where
Hmm.
should I focus while speaking?
Hmm.
That blindfold technique,
Hmm.
where like you rather than like for putting your attention to the other person, you
Right.
should think, you should put more focus on a thought.
Right.
So you should blur the other person, like
Right.
look at them but blur
Blur
them,
them.
focus.
Mentally blur them.
Ha.
Right.
So that really helped.
Mm.
Also, the intonation thing. I did,
Right.
people told me before this as well that I'm really monotonous in my speech, but
Yeah.
uh, like this came from a different perspective.
Right.
So I really understood, okay, how to work on this.
Right.
Uh,
Not just identifying the problem, but also
huh,
focusing on the solution
yes,
for that.
yes,
That really worked.
huh.
Yes.
And yeah, also that, like, this has been helping me not just in interviews, even like in my personal life. uh, like I said, face-to-face conversations have always been a challenge for me. So yeah, I mean,
So
it's
there
gonna
are
help me.
some small homeworks which
Hmm.
usually I give with homeworks for everyone. I
Hmm.
have given few homeworks for you. Can
Hmm.
you tell for us what kind
Hmm.
of homeworks you have got?
Yeah. Initially, uh, like I said, that breathing exercise, that's where I started.
Mm.
So after just waking up, I like calmed my thoughts and like took
Yeah.
a real long slow breaths and did anulom vilom and such
Mm.
things. So at least my day started really like with a positive, in a positive manner.
Right.
After that, during the day as well, uh, you told me to talk to talk more to strangers and contact at least two people every day
Yes. Yes.
for at least 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I worked on that, and
That's
I
very
have
nice.
been working on that still.
That's really nice.
And yeah, that has been helping. I mean, people have recognized that, okay, he's changing
People are recognizing that.
ha, to some
Okay.
extent,
And
yeah.
you got some feedback from others as well?
To some extent, like people say that, okay, you should do this more, you should actually talk to strangers more. This is helping how you talk, you seem more confident now. uh, yeah, that's a part of it.
How are you feeling now when you get such kind of feedbacks?
Oh, like, firstly, I feel really relieved
Hmm.
because always had that social, this, not social anxiety in its like per se, but like how people will perceive me. I always thought of that. And
Right.
uh, even when I'm not talking, even
Hmm.
generally we have a tendency to uh, overthink about this. Okay, okay, maybe how am I looking, how am I talking, how am I sitting, how am I doing this.
Right.
It has become a habit of us, of
Yes.
ours. uh, so yeah, that I find it really easy to live my life now.
Hmm.
We don't realize how important these things are. uh, like, being comfortable with yourself is a
Yes.
huge thing about, like,
Most of the time, we are so harsh on ourselves.
yeah.
We are judgmental about
Uh-huh.
ourselves. We criticize ourselves.
Course.
I think these are the first things we need to change. And
Yeah.
I think that the change should start from within us,
Yeah.
right? The more we are compassionate to ourselves, be
Yeah.
kind to ourselves, I think
Mm.
lot many things will change,
Yeah.
right? And it's okay to be however the way you want, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we should not be judgmental about it,
Yeah.
right? And always change is beautiful. Change
Yeah.
is beautiful because as we grow in age, we
Mm.
get a lot of experiences from surroundings.
Yeah.
We lot of learnings. With the
Mm.
learnings, we have to adapt to the surrounding and environment. So that's how we change. And
Yeah.
change is always beautiful. And
Of
I'm
course.
really glad you worked so well on yourself. How confident you feel about yourself now?
uh, I think I'm ready to, like, face the world now. Like, I always, like I said, initially I used to see it as a task. So now it comes more naturally, and
Naturally.
it will, like, I will develop it more and more with time as I work
Yes.
on it. But I think at least I won't have to struggle. I won't have to force it.
That's true. That's
Huh.
true. So can we say that therapy really helped you through the
Absolutely,
process?
it did.
Okay.
uh,
Will you recommend us?
yeah, why not, please.
Okay.
Firstly, subscribe to the channel and
Okay.
promote this,
Yeah.
really share this with your friends, family, and talk about this,
Yeah.
please.
I
And
mean, actually, why we do these sessions is just for people to know that,
hmm,
yeah, this is very natural with all of us.
hmm,
We all will suffer with something or the other at some
yeah,
point of our life.
yes,
So it's
yes,
okay to seek help. It's
yeah,
okay to take help. It's okay to focus on, taking help so that
hmm.
we can be better in future, right?
Yeah. In fact, nowadays we do have counselors in colleges. We should bring that in schools as well. It's
Yeah,
extremely
schools
important.
also have college counselors right
Like,
now,
but it's
but
still
that's just,
not
I see
as.
that they're more on paper rather than really in the field,
Yeah.
because again the training process
Hmm.
of the counselors
Hmm.
matters quite a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also saw that from colleges to this industry
Hmm.
transformation
Hmm.
is something which is not taught by the colleges,
Hmm. Hmm.
because they are making the students learn the subjects syllabus, and they're teaching what can happen in the world, but
Yeah.
they're not teaching how to transform
Hmm. Hmm.
a student to enter into an industry ready
Yeah.
candidate.
Yeah.
Okay, like for example, because most of the time you spend in the college,
Hmm.
let's say you are taking MBA in HR,
Hmm.
that's where mostly the faculty, there should be faculty who
Hmm.
can, integrate, understand each student ka,
Sorry.
no problem,
Yes.
every student's strengths and
Hmm.
weaknesses, and focus on, you know
Hmm.
discussing such things. Okay, focus on like, okay, Parth is really good at this,
Hmm.
maybe these are his weaknesses,
Hmm. Hmm.
so how can we transform him into industry ready candidate?
Hmm.
That evaluation process, assessment,
Hmm.
and training
Yeah.
should be done at the college level, I feel
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah.
Along with, because mental health comes integrated along with this,
Yeah.
that means like you feel confident about yourself, then you are mentally healthy.
Hmm. Hmm.
The moment you feel that I'm not able to reach to my goals,
Yeah.
that moment onwards your mental health goes downwards.
Yeah. There are lots of
So
levels to it. Yeah.
yes. So
And
what is your advice to young generation like you, your friends and your colleagues? What do you
okay.
advise? Like there are some students like you who are still,
Hmm.
just completed and who is in search of the jobs. What do you
Hmm.
suggest to them?
Okay, even in HR, we have a concept of assessment centers and development centers.
Mm.
So I think people should proactively take help of such facilities, such like uh, an assessment center is basically a group of professionals. It
Mm-hmm.
has HRs,
Mm.
psychologists,
Oh,
and industry
experts and all.
yeah,
Mm.
professionals from the industry. So uh, during the assessment process they evaluate the psychological traits of that person.
Yes, yes.
So basically just first understanding
Mm.
how the person is,
Mm.
skills, motivations, behavior
Mm.
traits, and all that,
Right.
and then you have to work on it. So
Yeah.
identifying the problem and then working on
Yeah.
the
Mostly
solution.
identification के बाद
Hmm.
I think it will stop.
हाँ हाँ.
है ना?
Yeah.
Identification of the problem is
Hmm.
never converted into focusing on solution.
Yeah.
Right, this is where the gap lies, because
Hmm.
mostly we have all the forms
Hmm.
in schools and colleges, they give certain assessment tests,
Yeah.
we can check.
हाँ.
Once we get the assessments,
Hmm.
उसके बाद क्या है, what we should do,
हाँ.
that is where the gap lies. That's what
हाँ.
I feel, that's my personal
True,
opinion.
true, true.
Right.
Like score card देके छोड़ देते कि okay, this is how you are, now work on it. But
No,
we don't know how to work on
how
it.
to work on it.
So हाँ,
That's a very important statement. We
हाँ,
don't know how to work on this. Now,
yeah,
who will say how to work on this?
we have to proactively promote
Mm.
mental health
Mm.
guidance, and like even professionally,
Mm.
uh, individuals like us, like youth,
Yeah.
can, and it is happening on social media. People are
Yeah.
now getting more aware about mental health issues and
Right.
really taking help. But it needs to happen professionally as well.
Hmm.
Even like institutions, say mental health institutions, schools, colleges,
Right.
companies need to really assess how well mentally healthy their employees are.
Right.
Uh,
I heard a very interesting concept of recruitment
mhm,
in one of means like very established corporate company
mm,
where we had taken a mental health session.
mm.
They take their employees by recruiting in 360-degree evaluation.
Ha,
360-degree evaluation is something really stuck with me, where they said that
yeah.
we are going to assess you, your communication styles, your your academic
Yeah,
evaluation. We see what are your skills are, we see how you are in the field.
perfect. Yeah.
Okay, and we see you for a period of this time, and then based
Mm,
on that we will give you an evaluation score,
yeah.
and based on that we will give you recruitment after this
Mm-hmm.
particular time. If you're interested, you can join. So it's a
Yeah.
wonderful way of looking at a person, rather than taking 10 minute of interview with a candidate
Mm,
and deciding how well the candidate can perform.
true.
Right, what do you feel during that interview? What did you feel
Uh,
during your interview? How did you feel?
Interviews normally nowadays feel like an assessment.
Hmm.
It should not. It should be a two-way discussion.
Hmm.
So yeah, many HRs actually do it,
Hmm.
and more HRs need to learn actually in
Was it
this.
scary?
Yes, most of the times it was.
Yeah, because you're all young
Huh.
students who just finished, and then now you
Yeah.
approaching companies
Yeah.
where there are a lot of years of experience. These
Mm-hmm.
people are coming to recruit a
Huh.
young guy or a girl,
Yeah.
who is not exposed to any kind of industries,
Yeah.
and how scary it is.
And even like we have hardwired it in our brains, not from a childhood. Ki,
Hmm.
uh, if it's an assessment, you have to be scared. You have, uh,
Exam fear.
and
Right.
I find this really strange that when people like I have never been like I've never really worried about assessments and examinations generally,
Mm-hmm.
but I get nervous,
Yeah.
but people say कि इसको टेंशन नहीं आता. I mean, what the टेंशन नहीं आता should be a good thing ना.
Right.
So we have been conditioned that way कि टेंशन लेना होता है.
Mm.
We should worry about assessments, examinations, and
Right.
that's how we approach these interviews
True.
as well.
Yes.
Uh, we think it's an evaluation of ourselves, and since it's a really personal thing,
Yeah.
we get even more scared about it, and
True.
it's a personal thing. So people feel attacked कि अच्छा
Yeah.
okay, I am on display.
Right. And
So
even the interviewers are also like that. I
हाँ
suppose like they are also, coming up with this kind of setup with
हाँ हाँ
very
yeah,
strong words and voice, and then
exactly, yeah,
a kind of domineering
yeah.
tone.
And it's
So
understandable that they come from the industry. They have a lot of experience. Their
right.
perspective is really wide.
Yeah.
They have a lot of exposure, and they deal with employees mostly.
Right.
It it's less frequent that they have to hire someone.
Right.
So I mean, it's understandable. And even in India, there's this mentality, na? Not just in India, in Asian countries,
True.
that we should respect our elders.
Yeah, it does.
Uh, so
Absolutely.
that mentality really comes into play in this as well.
Mm.
They feel like they have an authority.
True.
Although the scenario is changing in the corporate sector, people now have adapted this. Probably it's a Western culture, and it's good that people address each other with their first names,
Right.
regardless of their age,
Right.
and
Right.
that's a great
Way
way of
of
promoting equality.
yeah.
We talk about,
And let's say if I'm asking you to
hmm,
give one single statement
hmm,
to your generation of people who is now going into job markets,
hmm,
okay, in the terms of professional, personal,
hmm,
and social,
hmm,
okay, in three stages. Okay, what is one advice you can give? Only one
okay,
single
advice.
advice,
Hmm.
professionally, personally, and socially,
Okay. Uh,
as per with your own experience.
I think like people are see like they are more equipped with information knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
They have an idea of like due to the boom of internet and AI recently. So I think it has become more competitive now.
Mm-hmm.
People like upskilling has been something that it's been a buzzword recently a lot.
Mm.
Like you have to work on this, you have to constantly grow.
Mm.
And since now the emergence of AI,
Mm.
things are gonna like take a
Yeah, yeah. They're moving in
steep
a very
flight now.
fast space.
So even my advice would be on the same lines that you really need to buckle up.
Mm.
Think like thing any new thing comes with its own positives and negatives. So
Mm.
if you get social media and all this enjoyment and uh, this digital fast food,
Right.
you will have to also
Adapt to the new changes which are happening.
you will have to become quick learners. You will have to become adaptable. You will
Right.
have to um adaptable in the sense you have to learn new skills, knowledge. Your behavior will have to be more flexible. You'll have to
True.
now the world is really connected. So
Yes.
you will have to be really sensitive to different cultures.
Right.
Mm,
So this is
yeah.
your professional advice or personal advice?
I think it was mostly professional.
Professional. What about personal advice? What do you say to people of
Mm,
your age group?
okay. Personally, like it's a subjective opinion, but people are becoming more and more like showy. What's the right word for
Hmm.
that? Like
More
like even
focused on.
like we saw in
Hmm.
your like one of your podcasts, one of the guys said ki, uh, like due to social media, people are showing the best parts of themselves and they are
Yes.
hiding the real parts of themselves.
Hmm. Right.
And now since smartphones are so easily accessible and internet is so easily available at such cheaper rate,
Hmm.
uh, young children from the age of 3 and maybe even younger,
Hmm.
they get access to phone. And
Right.
their worldview is changing a lot because of that.
Right.
So I think this is more of an advice to parents but also to youngsters
Hmm.
because they are going to be now parents,
Yeah.
the next
Yeah.
generation.
Yes.
So you need to touch grass
Yes.
as simple as that.
Yes.
uh, yeah, focus more on
Reality.
ha
Being present.
yeah. uh, I mean, it's true that every new generation is more, let's say, evolved in a way.
Hmm.
They have more knowledge, they have more understanding of things, they are faster with
True.
every generation. We see that, but it's definitely important to learn from your previous generations. Don't completely isolate it.
Hmm.
There are great learnings from that when people say that these values are important to work on your physical health, your mental health, your behavior, your um like social presence and all.
Right.
That is absolutely important.
That's
And
very nice part because
hmm,
coming from young generation like yours, it's very important.
hmm,
Okay, because mostly nowadays what is happening, the IQs are very high,
hmm.
but EQs are very less. Okay,
Ah,
comparatively, people are coming with lot of very smartness and intellectualities are very good, but
hmm,
then emotional competence and empathy towards each other, it's very, it's going down.
yeah,
So I feel we need more creative people, we need more empathetic people, we
yes,
require more people who can connect and bond
yeah,
each other. That's really wonderful to have such kind of people around
yeah.
us, right?
And
maybe in this generation, I think soon we have to actually, we will see a lot of AI based technology to work
Yeah.
on everything, except, see, no one can replace us, I feel.
Huh.
Yeah. So
Nah.
you need good people to have more empathy, and
Yeah.
to can really understand the problem and work on.
Yeah.
So we had a really good, great conversation. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this session.
Oh, I enjoyed it a
Okay.
lot. It was,
So we had some really heart to heart conversations
yeah, it
here,
was a
right?
deep talk, and
Yeah.
yeah,
So
we got philosophical.
we should have a lot more conversations like this. I think,
Hmm.
I feel that everyone can have their own opinions and ideas about how to work on a certain problem and how to come up with a solution. I feel we should have this kind of talks which should be initiated at school level, college level, maybe at workplace as well, because at workplace what is happening is people are getting more isolated, focusing on what to work and how to work rather than working together, okay, being compassionate and empathetic towards each other. That also reduces conflicts among the teams and also increases possibility of good and positive mental health. So I hope you all enjoyed listening to this session, and thank I'm
Thank
thanking
you.
Parth to be here, and we're really happy to have him here. I should say that he has worked so well on himself, and I think if he can do it, if I can do it, everyone can work on themselves to come up with a very positive outcome. With this, we thank you all to be here and listen to us till the end. Thank you.
Thank you.